的比较偏人物那一块，小孩的那个 American School 换。
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to the highly anticipated AI and GPT Hackathon final round. I'm Iris from Moledao, and I'm thrilled to be your host for this event. This event is proudly brought to you by Moledao, Gear, and Leifeng.com, and co-hosted by Tintinland and CoinTime. We also have 5 esteemed sponsors supporting our hackathons all the way. They are BlockPi, Bybit, Huawei, VentureFlow, and KNG. Today, we'll embark on a journey that begins with ingenuity and determination, culminating in this exciting showcase of innovation and collaborations. And my privilege to introduce our panel of judges who bring a wealth of expertise and experience to our hackathon events. They are Zhu Xiaorui, who is the founder of Gear Research Institute and chairman of IEE RAS International Affairs Community. Tiger Cao, who is the CEO and president of Coulter Marketing Group. Yu Cheng, who is the founding partner of M23 Fund and former partner of 5Y Capital. Zhen Qiu, who is the overseas partner of Meridian Capital. Jonathan Morgan, who is the co-founder and advisor of INVT.ai. Prof. Zhu Feida, who is the associate professor of computer science and associate dean at SMU. Yong Zhao, who is the founding partner of 01VC, 01VC. B-Man, who is a co-founder of ABCDE Capital. And lastly, we have Andy Lian, who is the advisor at Bybit. Please join me in giving a round of applause to our distinguished panel of judges. As we navigate through the impressive project demos, our judges will play a pivotal role in evaluating projects and offering valuable insights. After 2 rounds of intensive competition, 7 outstanding projects have impressed both our judges and audience in the last few rounds of selections and successfully advanced to our grand finals. Allow me to proudly introduce them to you. They are gamification of OOP learning, Insightic, AIGC for Web3 regulation, Wireframe designer, AI smart math teacher, SQ, data-driven AI expert, MyShell.ai, and lastly, we have GoThub.ai. Congratulations to all these teams. Over the past few weeks, we've witnessed the brilliant minds behind our shortlist projects pour their hearts and minds into crafting innovative solutions that push the boundaries of AI. And we are also looking forward to seeing your exciting demos of AI-powered creations in a short while. Now, without further ado, let me represent both Moledao and our host Gear and Leifeng.com to kick off the event with our opening ceremony. I will share with you about both Moledao and our host in a brief presentation. So for Moledao, it's actually a community that to connect and develop budding entrepreneurs in the Web3 space, facilitating collaborative efforts towards building the Web3 ecosystem, and we are based in Singapore. So what is our visions? We believe that all the individuals have the right to be empowered and have their potential realized and maximized. Having a lack of connections and resources should not stop anyone from realizing their aspirations. In doing so, we can benefit the blockchain space. So our mission is actually to empower undiscovered talents in the blockchain space, realize their potential and aid in the growth and development of them in the blockchain ecosystem. We aim to do so by building an interactive platform for blockchain enthusiasts to interact with one another and form valuable connections. So we have 4 sectors on our website. The first is Moledao. So Moledao represents like online and offline gatherings of our community members, including this kind of hackathon events and some offline demo day, offline workshops, salons, And also we have Twitter Space online. And for more starters, so this is actually a platform that we welcome all the projects to showcase their materials, demo videos on our website. So the special part of these sectors is that all the projects, they can also put their wallet address on our website so that anyone who loves their projects, they can donate a small amount to them. So this is to benefit those who cannot succeed into the final round of hackathons and win the actual prize. So we also want to motivate them through these manners, and we want all the long-tail projects can also be motivated through this kind of initiative. And for more learner, it's actually education sector. So in this part, we actually have already hosted 2 to 3 English and Chinese Web3 courses. So the first Chinese courses is kicked off in this year during January to March. So it is 8 weeks Web3 courses, and for every week we have invited 5 industrial professionals to give our students a speech about what they are doing and what is the most advancing technologies in their industries. And these courses have already run to the second series, and it is now it's in the middle of it. It wins a lot of acknowledgement from all the industries. And for the more career, actually this platform is to connect both the job hunters and the talents in the space. So all our sectors are actually linked with each other. So everyone who are interested in blockchain, interested in Web3, interested in AI, all these sectors can be put in our ecosystems. So they can grow, they can learn, and gradually be a talent, or they can do to do some entrepreneurship things in our ecosystem. So this is basically what Moledao is doing. And now I'm moving on to share more about Gear and Leifeng Wang. So Leifeng.com is founded by renowned technology historian Lin Jun in 2011. It is not only the largest comprehensive technology media outlet in South China, but also the largest industry-focused technology media in China. In 2022, due to its continuous in-depth coverage of behind-the-scenes stories of internet giants, it gained significant recognitions within the industry, with a focus on corporate insider writing, character portraits, and the 5 Questions series. Its unique style of work is highly representative in the field. Its exceptionally high level of original content places it among the top tier in today's technology media landscape. Leifeng.com boasts a team of over 50 experienced editors and journalists with millions of specialized readers across various platforms. It is one of the few content platforms in the industry that can deeply connect the realms of the internet, AI, big data, cloud computing, traditional industry, academia, and the investment sectors. So this is their founder introductions. So Lin Jun is the founder, and it is the renowned Chinese internet historian. And Leifeng Wang is the only media with the capability to uncover the true operations of internet giants and reveal the real dynamics behind organizational changes. And these are some of the publications that Leifeng Wang is doing, and also some books. So the Gear forum is the current forum we're at. So it's the most prestigious AI industry forum in the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, Greater Bay Area. Gear, along with the East China representative WAIC, World Artificial Intelligence Conference, and North China representative Zhiyuan Conference, forms China's most international-oriented and industrially comprehensive trinity of top-tier conferences. So with all these sharings, I hope you all know better about their publications and events, and feel free to connect to them later. And our journeys of the world of AI begins with the first batch of project presentations, in which we'll have 3 participating project teams in Singapore to present their demo videos, pitches, and outline their project goals, technical brilliance, and innovative business models in the first 10 minutes. And they will also tackle questions from our esteemed panels in the following 5 minutes. So get ready to be amazed by these outstanding presentations. As our talented teams present their demos, our esteemed judges will also meticulously evaluating their performance based on predetermined criteria. They will record their scores and provide insightful summaries that highlight the project strengths and offer suggestions for improvement. So let's welcome our first project group, Object-Oriented Tower Defense. So let's welcome the and you can begin your presentations at any time.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Xavier, and today I'll be presenting our project on the gamification of OOP learning. My team consists of myself, an undergraduate computer science student, the product owner, and the developer of the project. I'm accompanied by my academic advisor, Dr. T. Tao, and my regional business advisor, Mr. Yunji. So, let's start by talking about our product. Before I give you the technical details, let's first define what the term OOP means in our project title. OOP is an abbreviation of Object-Oriented Programming, a popular programming paradigm taught in most IT curriculums today. It's an important concept to know, as it allows code to be much more maintainable and reusable. So, why did we choose to focus on OOP? Well, OOP encompasses 3 out of the top 5 most popular programming languages worldwide. However, it's not only a difficult concept to learn, but to also teach, and many beginners often struggle with grasping the abstract concepts of OOP. Therefore, we've come up with a project objective to teach students object-oriented programming in understandable, relatable, and easy to comprehend ways. The best vehicle to do so is to design and develop a gamified visual programming tool to teach the 4 basic principles of OOP: abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance. So, what we have developed is a tower defense game. Why did we choose tower defense as our game genre? Well, it's a really straightforward, simple genre. Enemies traverse from point A to point B. The objective of the user is to place down stationary turrets that will attack enemies and prevent them from reaching point B. The genre also features simple drag and drop control schemes, which significantly reduces the barrier to entry to our game. The simplicity of the genre can be illustrated here. Next, I'd like to talk about the key technical components of our game. First, I'll start off with the game map. We are able to generate an infinite number of maps because we utilize AI and pathfinding algorithms like the genetic and A-star algorithm. Our implementation of these algorithms also features various parameters that allow you to fine-tweak and customize the game map to generate your ideal output. Our next component would be the turrets. It utilizes a template method pattern and is the main game component in which the user interacts with. Users are required to code these turrets using our custom object-oriented programming block programming interface. Lastly, is the enemies, which are AI agents in the game utilizing a finite state machine. The utilization of a finite state machine allows the enemies to be highly modular and scalable for future work. Now, before I give you a video demo of our product, I'll first like to give you an overall flow of the game. You'll first start off from the main menu, where you then proceed to the optional tutorial stages. In the tutorial stage, you'll learn about abstraction and basically the 4 pillars of OOP, followed by how to play the game. Afterwards, you move on to the game stage, where you apply what you have learned in the tutorial stage, and you put what you've learned in the tutorial stage to the test. To simplify the previous diagram, essentially what it means is that every stage of the game, be it the tutorial stage or the game stage, has 2 game modes, code mode and play mode, which I'll talk more about in the video demo. So, let's move on to the video demo.
Welcome to the demonstration of object-oriented tower defense, a gamified educational tool that exposes students to the concepts of OOP, namely abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation. The game features a tutorial that was designed to be an interactive slideshow. It provides explanations of the topics being introduced and requires the user to perform tasks to proceed. If the player stuff, a replayable video is provided to the player as a point of reference. Unlike traditional classroom lectures, the design of this tutorial provides a guided, hands-on learning experience for students and equips them with the tools to understand or proceed with the actions. This combats and reduces learned helplessness, a condition in which a person has a sense of powerlessness arising from persistent failure to succeed. Students who consistently feel a sense of learned helplessness tend to give up on learning quickly and develop apathy towards the subject matter. In the interest of time, the details of each phase of the tutorial will be omitted and the video demo of the tutorial will be sped up. However, you are welcome to try the game out and learn more. As an overview, the phases of the tutorial will cover the following topics in order: abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and the game knowledge required to interact with and play the game. Upon completing the guided tutorial, the player will proceed to the final phase of the tutorial, where they will be required to apply their knowledge in the risk-free environment. This environment enables the user to freely explore the components of the game and introduces the various gamified elements to the user, such as quests, points, and badges. After completing the tutorial, the player can then proceed to the normal stages of the game. Similar to the tutorial stage, the normal stages of the game features a code mode and a play mode. In code mode, players are able to utilize a block programming interface to code their turrets in a risk and cost-free environment. This promotes active learning and experimentation from the player. In play mode, players are able to pit the turrets they have coded against waves of enemies to defend their stronghold. A level completed banner will also appear after every completion of a stage. The stars act as another gamification element to encourage the user to actively engage with the game and the learning experience. For the sake of demonstration, I have fast-forwarded to a later stage of the game. It can be observed that the game map appears different. This is intentional as to promote replayability and a wider range of strategic options. The game utilizes AI and pathfinding algorithms such as the genetic algorithm and the A-star algorithm to randomly generate a new map on every stage and playthrough. This scales infinitely as the AI genetic algorithm possesses various customizable parameters that allows for ideal difficulty scaling. This works in conjunction with the finite state machine used to control the behavior of the enemy AI agents. I have now come to the end of my demonstration, and I hope you try the game out for yourself as there are many more features to be explored.
Alright, so what you've seen there in the demo is phase 1 of our business roadmap. So phase 1 is just a proof of concept product. For phase 2, we're going to start introducing ChatGPT technologies like a Q&A chatbot, where students can ask this Q&A chatbot about questions regarding OOP. Moving on to step 3, we'd like to add additional AI algorithms, such as on top of our genetic algorithm or A-star algorithm and our finite state machine, such as maybe Q-learning or Sasha algorithm, such that our AI agents are able to utilize reinforcement learning in their behaviors. Currently, our proof of concept product performs a supplementary role in the market. We'd like to pivot this into a replacement product role, where we like to also introduce basic programming syntaxes, as well as function and variable declarations. For phase 4, we'd like to develop a web portal for educators to customize our game components to fit their lesson needs. This web portal will also act as a platform for user-generated content. For phase 5, we'd like to start our marketing and promotion by having paid ads, branding, and crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is useful as it generates us the initial capital to start our business, as well as give us a platform for a form of free advertisement. Lastly, we'd like to launch the alpha version of our game, where we soft launch it to targeted audiences. So speaking of audiences, our end users are students. However, our main target audiences are parents of those students, educators and/or educational institutions, vocational trainees, and learners interested in programming. If you analyze the existing products, you will see that there might be some overlaps with existing products that have a similar target audience. However, when you analyze their products, you realize that they do not encompass OOP, and if they do, they barely scratch the surface of teaching OOP. Therefore, that's where we come in, as a niche exists in the market, and we are relatively novel, and we yielded positive results from the research experiments we conducted on our product. We like to propose a software as a service model, with a subscription-based revenue stream where we have free trials for the initial customer acquisition. For our pricing models, we like to target, for the pricing models, we like to target the different target audiences and have the models of the monthly, annually, and user count-based payments. For customer retention, we plan to curate weekly content for customers such that they will come back to try out these challenges.
1 minute left.
And as mentioned before, we like to have a platform for users to create challenges, to modify our game components to create custom maps, custom game modes, and custom challenges for one another. So I've come to the end of my presentation, and if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Any questions from the judges?
Why did you choose the tower defense genre?
Okay, so the reason why I chose the tower defense genre, right? Hold on. It's because so you know how I mentioned I conducted experiments on this product. So I also wrote an accompanying dissertation on the product as well. So in my dissertation, in my literature review section, it was noted that in order for gamification to be effective, you have to not confuse the user by having a simple, straightforward to understand game as well as a control scheme. Therefore, we decided to utilize a tower defense because, as I explained just now as well, it's a really simple genre where I can explain it in a few sentences. Enemies move from point A to point B, and the objective of the player is to place down these turrets that will stop the enemies from reaching point B. And it also has the simple drag and drop control scheme, which also overlaps with the control scheme found in most block-based programming languages. We drag and drop the blocks of code. So they share a similar control scheme, so the users don't have to learn much, and it also significantly lowers the barrier to entry of our product. Does that answer your question, or would you like me to elaborate?
So did you prepare? Did you compare with other genre of games like
Yes. So
sandbox games?
Initially, we thought about making an RTS game, but if you know the RTS genre, actually is too complex for our target audience to learn the game. So let's say we want students to learn the game, like for our research, right? Sorry. So for our research, okay, so for our research, we wanted our target audience are students, right? So based on our survey, our questionnaire, it can be seen that most of our respondents, they will agree that they would like this to be introduced from a secondary level. There may be some discrepancies on where they wanted to start, but most of them said they wanted to start from a secondary school education level. So when we think from the perspective of a secondary school educational student, we have to make it so that for the student that doesn't play games, the genre has to be straightforward and easy enough for them to understand, which is why tower defense I feel is a really ideal genre in this regard.
Thank you.
I've got a question. What's the problem you're trying to solve here?
The problem we're trying to solve is that in the scope of our project, we like to align ourselves with a Singapore Smart Initiative program, right? Where we prepare a digitally literate society. So our perspective is that we should start from the future generation, from the student level. So we target education. So right now there are existing programs that the government introduces to teach you the basics of introductory programming. However, as I've covered in the presentation, OOP is also a really fundamental concept to know when you want to learn about programming. And being a student myself and seeing, I have one struggle in education, in understanding object-oriented programming, and I've seen my peers with no prior programming experience struggle with the concept as well. So to align ourselves with the Smart Nation Initiative, we chose to develop an OOP game to expose these students to the concept of OOP. And to add on to what I've said as well, right? If you take a look at some of the current solutions that the government are introducing to the students in schools right now, you realize that it's mostly robotics programming, where they have a kid where you get to program. So I've also have family members where they have young children and they're interested in introducing them to programming. However, their main concerns are that they are unable to leave their children unsupervised, as these hardware components, one, they are the hardware components that they must purchase, and two, these hardware components may be a choking hazard to maybe younger people. So our solution, I feel, is much better.
Safer from that perspective.
It's safer.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I have a follow-up question. And I mean, for government's project in terms of smart initiatives is quite huge, kind of range in the peak OOP, right? Object-oriented programming. Do you have, you just now mentioned about a few phases. Do you also incorporate other kinds of programming language to teach and so on, and how far would you go?
Right, so that will be under phase 3 of our project roadmap. So yes, right now, because it's a proof of concept, we just want to show you that, we do have a product that can cover OOP, but which is a supplementary product, but we are planning to pivot to a replacement product where we would replace the existing products here to cover basic programming, syntaxes, function declaration, variable declaration, and so on and so forth. The way that the code is set up as well, sorry to divulge the technical detail, the way the code is set up as well is such that if, let's say, I want to swap from object-oriented programming to, let's say, data structures and algorithms, the main components, these 3 main components can remain the same, and I simply have to remove or modify the object-oriented programming, block programming interface portion of it and swap it with a data structures and algorithms portion of it.
What I mean is, would you also include like Python, C++?
Sorry to cut off, as we are moving to the next presentation, and the time is reached.
Last question.
Sorry, could I finish?
Yeah, you can.
So there are plans to, so from the initial idea of the product,
so there are plans, that's it.
Yeah, there are plans to output.
Last question, code or no code that you are aiming?
Sorry?
Code or no code for your product? Because you incorporate Scratch, right? They can drag and drop.
Yes.
Your aim is to teach them how to code, or there's no code drag and drop features?
We do teach them how to code, and we don't incorporate Scratch. We design our own programming interface. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks our first project groups and our judges for the great answers.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, so this is the next slide. This is the previous slide, and if you need a laser pointer, this is a pointer. I don't think you can see on the screen.
Okay, thank you. Present it?
You have full screen, the PDF.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Sheng Liang. I'm currently a research fellow from Asian Institute of Digital Finance. I'm also the CEO of Insightic. Insightic is an AI agent-enabled compliance assessment solution for digital asset innovations. We started this startup to align our vision with central banks, regulators like MES, that we want to provide infrastructures to support digital asset innovation and discourage the cryptocurrency speculations. The major pain points of a cryptocurrency or digital assets compliance assessment is that there's lack of expertise, because the assessment requires cross-domain expertise incorporated with regulatory understanding, financial background, and the in-depth knowledge of this blockchain and Web3 space. The problem is that we are leveraging a single person's expertise or the experiences of banks or financial institutions, or just the knowledge within a jurisdiction. And we are using this knowledge to fight against the distributed, decentralized financial activities. The consequence is that the assessment on the assessment of digital asset innovation is neither efficient or effective. Though the consequence is that there are a lot of projects lining up to get financial licenses, to get approved as a service provider for financial institutions. It comes to the situation that people just launch their program on Twitter anonymously, or just to go to a jurisdiction with little regulations. So investors, VCs, retail consumers are facing a situation that's full of scams and mix of innovation and scams. That's why we come with this program. It's called AI Agent Powered Compliance Assessment Framework. It combines with 5 essential pilots. First is software verification, where we validate that the software implementation in the smart contract is the same as what they have been claiming in their business logic or the advertisement. Second, we do graph analytics for more than 15 years. We use it for we do it for fraud detection on blockchain and fraud detection on social media. We have been working with regulators, financial institutions to build up the proprietary large language model and the essential pilots. More importantly, we leverage federated machine learning to intake knowledge from different jurisdictions, different financial institutions, to build a collective intelligence to fight for these decentralized scams in cryptocurrency. Our assessment framework helps with 4 different customer segments. One is the regulatory authority, which we are currently working on. Then we have compliance assessment, we have regulatory monitoring and reporting. We do on-chain background checking, smart contract suitability assessments for them. And moving on, we are going to serve financial institutions and crypto exchanges to support their token listing and provide a multi-jurisdictional compliance risk assessment for them. Our platform can be utilized for auditors and WASP themselves later on by providing essential tools and the knowledge base, the guidelines for them. More importantly, we are going to do the rating for WASP's securities and tokenization in the later stage for the public good. So this is the high-level ideas of our platform. We showed it in the chatbot format because it's much easier to understand. But in fact, it's a software integrated with their workflow. So the financial regulator will ask, I want to proceed onboarding step for certain projects, and this is white paper. So our AI agent assembled different building blocks, let's say data crawler, regulatory requirements assessment, and software code validation. Say this is a pre-assessment form for this program. We streamline the process by saying that you can click here to email the pre-assessment link to the applicants, so they can fill in the proprietary data, the private data that is not publicly available to help us to have more precise assessment. Then later stage, we will show that this is an assessment dashboard, and we want to highlight that this program fulfill the guidelines or regulations within 2 out of 18 jurisdictions, and they have abnormal community activities per security assurance. And if you really want to onboard this program, click here to generate action to take for the applicants. So what's behind that is that we are building essential analysis dashboard for regulators, for financial institutions that include, for example, social media manipulation analysis that we show that they have control buying some followers on Twitter. The left-hand side is what we analyzing the quality of the security audit report they provided from third-party auditing firms like Wilson, Certic, Slomis, etc. Another example for crypto exchanges, I want to list a token in this jurisdiction. So we started by collecting public available data using AI agent. Say this is a form we have already crawled their social media, their Ethereum addresses, and all the transactions on the blockchain. And if you are able to provide a tip background, the developer documents, etc., it will be helpful for us for our analysis. And if we don't have, it's also fine that we are using public available data to generate essential dashboard, similar as what we have just now. And we can highlight that this ICO is forbidden by MiCA, but you can do it in EDGM. This is a collective intelligence. And they have an AML and CFT concerns, and they have a wall shading, bot trading, etc. So yeah, well, our startup has obtained strong partnerships globally. We have signed, so we are from AIDF, Asian Institute of Digital Finance. We are funded by MAS, NRF, and NUS together. So that's why we present to MAS and receive positive feedback. We have signed research collaboration agreement with Abu Dhabi Global Market in terms of using our platform and co-build it together. We signed MOU with Qatar Financial Center and Northern Trust. Northern Trust mentor Insightic in terms of permission blockchain solutions as well as institution DeFi. We also have ongoing discussion with the central bank in Europe. This is our team. I'm the founder, and I was an architect of a Web3 startup. I co-founded 2 startups before. One is a GPU vector database. One is an InsurTech fraud detection startup. I co-founded this Insightic with my supervisor, Prof. He He's currently the Vice Dean of Research from School of Computing and full professor of US. He's also a ACM distinguished member. Our team has a strong track record, not only supported by the government. We have more than 300 publications with world-leading research, more than 50 papers on graph analytics, 40 on machine learning. And recently we have published papers on fraud detection on blockchain. Our team also has a deep tech entrepreneurship experiences, and we graduated from a US enterprise. As mentioned, we have 2 startup experience before. So here's a demo. If you see, could you please play the demo? So we are showing an admin view to demonstrate more data intake. You can click the link. Yeah, thank you.
As a regulatory analyst, InsightX simplifies my data collection and formatting process, applying tailored risk assessments. These risk assessments are co-developed with regulators, and the results are neatly organized. InsightX utilizes diverse data sources for comprehensive risk coverage, and thus reveal previously unnoticed vulnerabilities like the centralization of voting powers among token holders and potential manipulation of social media statistics. InsightX automates the verification of software implementation against business declarations. The AI assists me in swiftly filtering out low-risk items, freeing up my time to analyze the project's true innovative points for economic benefits. InsightX real-time monitoring and recommendations provide actionable alerts, such as unexplained large transfer records from cryptocurrency exchanges like FTX, or high-code repetitiveness, prompting me to request prompt declarations from the service providers. This solution constitutes a more comprehensive and efficient regulatory approach.
Can you switch back to the slides? The last one to finish. Yeah, so that's the last slide. We are raising from our next big step, investing in us as you are investing in the future of cryptocurrency or digital assets. Thank you.
Okay, any questions from the judges?
I've got 2 questions.
Yes.
First is that because you are doing kind of an audit as well, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, how many exchanges are you going to integrate with?
So right now we are on the we didn't show the roadmap. Currently we are more working with regulators like central banks. So later stage we are moving to the crypto exchanges that are registered in this jurisdiction. So at that point of stage is where we monetize the products.
Okay. Second question: how do you update? Let's say if there's new regulatory, implications because it is an evolving kind of stage across the globe. How do you ensure that you have the latest information being updated?
Sure, a good question. Actually, a good question. So we do it, first, it requires manpower to keep the information updated.
You didn't do it manually?
Of course, when there's a regulation comes out, we talk to regulators to co-build the requirements based on the interpretation of the regulations. Right now, at the current stage, we meet weekly with regulators to get the requirement on how do you interpret these lines of regulations, and we are implementing that in code to help them to do regulation by code.
Any web scraping, machine learning that you can automate collecting and updating all this information?
That's right. Machine learning data crawling will be part of it, but to be more precise of the interpretation of regulation, it's better to have a human involved in the loop. So the AI part most likely help with the assessment and the evaluation of the applicant's material. For example, are they clear enough? Are they providing enough information? Cover different perspectives required by the regulators. So later on, this part will move more for the financial institutions, fit into their needs.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question.
So you're building a proprietary LLM.
Yes.
So can you elaborate on that? So like what kind of private data you can gather?
Correct.
And,
Okay.
What
Good
kind of
question.
models?
Of course, we are not building from scratch. We are leveraging fine-tune from foundation models, and then the proprietary large language model focus on fine-tune for a certain jurisdiction to customize based on their requirements. For example, in the Middle East, they require a lot of analysis for DAO organizations, so that we use their regulation, their guidelines to train a proprietary language model, and also their assessment documents that they say, based on the interview with the applicants, we have these comments. These are the proprietary data we have for training the large language model.
So what is your foundation model in this?
Llama 2.
You use Llama 2 and you collect the private data from those institutions, or you do some processing yourself?
Yes, we basically we are co-building all together with regulator. That's why we do have a lot of data from regulators, and we input the regulation that is publicly available and build to customize for them.
So typically, how large is those data? for each institution, like in terms of the size of data?
The size of data. Right now we are still building it, so the size is growing. I don't have exact number right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Can also ask the team right now.
Last question, how do you monetize it?
Monetize? Yeah, we do subscription model, especially for crypto exchanges when they are listing token. For example, Coinbase, they need to understand, are we able to list this token in US, in Singapore, in other jurisdictions? So that requires a huge manpower to analyze at current stage. So that's why when we are working with regulators, we know whether this token is available, is regulated, is compliant within this jurisdiction. We help them to simplify the process, as well as monitor the performance of the token, and we charge from the exchanges.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks for the great presentations by project
Thank you
teams.
for
Now let's welcome the third project group, wireframe designers, to come to the stage and present.
Who wants to go next slide?
Okay.
This please, next slide, previous slide. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chen Mu. So I'm currently a design manager from Alibaba. It's an honor today to be here to share with you guys about my project, Wireframe Designer. So, as its name stated, Wireframe Designer is a product that utilizes AI power to generate product design in a wireframe style, and based on users' prompt input. So, currently, there is already a lot of products developed, AI products developed in different vertical domains. But actually, during my daily work, I actually face situations where I feel that the AI could have been very helpful, but there isn't a very effective tools to address. So one of the situations is, for example, let's brainstorm some ideas for a new product landing page in the next 2 minutes. So we hold a lot of brainstorming sessions during work. So whenever this happens, PMs and business stakeholders who don't have a lot of design proficiency, they have to rely on designers to visualize their ideas. And then another situation is probably I want to design an app for tarot card prediction, or I want to design a website for my cat. So this kind of very specified requirement, it's really hard. It will be very helpful if there is an AI assistant that can help to address the issue. So if we look at the current solutions that we have, there are one side of the AI generation tool that is more towards the image side. For example, Midjourney and Stable Diffusion. So if we give the task to Stable Diffusion, it will give you some results like this. So visually, it looks very good, but the content itself and the text is not readable. So these are image generation AIs that the content is not good. And if you give the task to GPT, for example, it's based on, for example, probably the website code data. So there are good and bad designs for GPTs. I would say how they train the GPT. So the exact position of the UI elements and the size of the UI elements, the design element is actually GPT is not able to. The large language model are not able to give a good result. So product design is actually the combination of the visual part and the content part. That is why I did this. So wireframe designer, so can help to open this link. Turn down the volume a bit. the pace of video is a bit fast, so hopefully you can get some of the prompt that I input. So what essentially the product did is it addressed specific product requirement and target users. So you're able to input context and also your target audience information. So it's good, you will generate good content. And then the second is it will generate multiple design options with clear visuals. So the visual rules that's applied ensure that the design generated is good visual. And the third point is that it's quite fast. So it can be used for a lot of brainstorming ideas. So for example, this example I put here, so for example, a store locations page is able to have generate things like, okay, we have a search bar and then the list of stores, or we have a map first and then the image of the stores. I think the image quality is a bit different here. So, but basically they will be, yeah, I think you'll get the idea. Yeah. Okay. So how do I achieve this? The main concept is actually break down the task and build the workflows of how actual designers work on the design. So whenever we work on a design, we will first, at least we will have a business requirement, and then we will have a set of UI components and design guidelines. So we pass all this we use all this to form an information structure. For example, what is important, what needs to be shown, what needs to be hide, and then with that, we apply the visual rules. For example, what exactly the text size should be, and then what exactly each component needs to be. What are the spacings, for example. So essentially, this plugin works the same way. So we take the user input, including the context, the target users, and also the UI components. I've designed a set of wireframe components, and then we combine all these informations using LangChain, and then pass to GPT. And then with the generated content, I apply the visual rules that I derived by myself, and then using the methodologies, design methodologies, apply the design principles, and finally it will arrive at a good design. So right now the plugin is not perfect yet. There's definitely a lot of future opportunities. The thing that I'm building right now is actually let the plugin the product able to generate the entire user flow instead of just one page, because the sitemap and user flow are actually very important in terms of product design nowadays. And then, of course, if we have more components design, we pass the information to the large language model, then the design generated will have a lot more variations. And if we, instead of use the wireframe styled components, we just use good UI components, it will just be UI designer instead of wireframe designer. So the components are definitely able to be upgraded. So I'm also talking to my colleagues in Alibaba, Lazada, and the rest, so that it's able to utilize existing products. They have existing products and existing UI styles and design systems. So actually, I'm trying to provide catered solutions for big companies with existing products, so that they can use the methodology to generate design. And right now, I've published the product. I think it's been more than 1 month. I know I already have right now 50,000 plus active users, and then a lot of designs generated, and we have paid subscription 200 plus paid subscribed users. So that is all I want to share about wireframe designer. Thank you.
Thanks, Project 3, for the demonstrations. And any questions from the judges?
So as of now, it works like a plugin to ChatGPT, right?
It works as a Figma plugin, actually.
Figma plugin?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so currently it's more of the purpose is not to build a live app or website. The purpose is to build the design, right? Build
yes.
the UX, UI.
There is already a lot of tools can help the deployment that I feel. But the design exploration stage is also important. That is why I want to focus on that stage, the design exploration stage. Instead of ship things directly, we actually need a very quick way to have a lot of ideas and then choose one. So yeah.
So you mentioned that you have a different style of design, right? How did you label the data?
Right now, currently there isn't a fine-tuning feature yet, but I think it's a good idea that we can rate. We can ask the users to rate whether the design is good or not. I think that will help fine-tuning and make it better for the future design.
So last question is, currently it works as an end-to-end model, so so the user cannot edit the generated content, right?
Yes.
End-to-end. What you see is what you get.
Yes. So that is also why I do this as a Figma plugin, because Figma itself, inside the editor, you are able to edit design straight away, and that's also a lot of users want. So I started with a Figma plugin with this in mind. But there's also a lot of users editing the prompt. So right now, how they interact is actually they add something more to the prompt so that the design generator is more accurate to their desire. But it's a very good idea that we can have continuous conversation. For example, you choose a design, and then you say that, okay, in the prompt you say that, okay, we will modify this part, and then you would modify the part. So basically, there are different ways to achieve this, but currently the plugin is generating the design one by one. Yeah, and then users can edit it right away inside Figma. Yeah.
Thank you.
Will this be able to be work on WordPress as well?
Right now, no, but leveraging on the ecosystem, there is a lot of other plugins that can easily make a design, to WordPress. So, yeah, so that is why I'm really focusing on, the generating idea this phase. There's a lot of tools that can help to ship to Webflow and WordPress. They already existed. Yeah, existing. Yeah.
And for generating of ideation in terms of your wireframe design, is it what is the scope that it will cover? Is it more like furniture, or fashion, or?
Yeah. So with more UI components inside the library, then it will cover much more scope. And actually, I'm receiving a lot of requirements from users. For example, right now it's not able to generate a chat interface. So I'm adding the component inside. So right now, actually, as you can see, there's a dashboard. There is e-commerce like product card, and there is map. And then I would say that it can cover quite a wide range of products already. But then for the future ones, I'm receiving a lot of user requirements, and then I'm continuing building this. Yeah.
So is this for professional designers or just for ordinary?
I would say right now it's for someone that don't have very good design skills, that empower them to visualize their ideas faster.
So not for professional designers, right?
Yes, yes. The main target audience is not those very professional designers.
So target audience is B2C?
Yes.
Or B2B?
2C. And I'm actually trying to have some 2B connections to see whether is able to collaborate with companies to,
like IKEA.
Yeah, I'm actually talking to Lazada to see whether they can have, I can use their UI components using the methodology and develop a catered solution for Lazada app. Yeah.
Did you get some feedback from professional designers?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. So they are helping me fine-tuning the components and everything. Yeah.
There's some ID concepts out there with tools and so on. How do you differentiate yourself with them?
Yeah. So I would just say that it's a very big market, and how each tool deal with the design process is very different. So I have summarized my way of working, coming up with a design, and then I have my own design into it. It's like a designer behind each tool, So each tool will generate a different effect, and users will really just choose their like. So it's a very large market. I don't think it's a winner takes all thing. So if the quality generator is good, then we will have for our users. Yeah.
Okay, one more questions.
You have 200 plus subscribers.
Yeah.
What is your ARR right now?
It's actually $10 per month. So it's not very expensive.
What's your burn rate?
Sorry?
Your burn rate.
We have 300 previously, and then now the subscribers is 200 plus. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's right now it's like 2K only. But it's good. I didn't do much marketing as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
We appreciate the great speech presented by our first 3 Singapore project teams and the insightful questions raised by our judges. So for our judges, please also remember to submit your scorings for the first 3 groups. Before we continue our demos, let's hear from our sponsors, Huawei Cloud, who has been leveraging their years of technical expertise to protect clients' applications and data, and we are honored to have them to share their thoughts with us.
Hello everyone. So I'm Glenn, a solution engineer from cloud solution engineer from Huawei Cloud. So firstly, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Moledao for giving me this opportunity to have a quick speech. So in this presentation, I'll provide like a brief overview of Huawei's advancement in the realm of Web3 through our cloud services. Next. So Huawei is driven by relentless innovation, and our commitment to research and development is evident. So in 2022, you can see that Huawei Cloud spent about 161.5 billion yuan on R&D. So our dedication to pushing the boundaries of technology is highlighted by the decade-long increased amount in for R&D. So Huawei has immersed itself in also focusing on Web3 technology innovation, and by leveraging cutting-edge technologies like zero-knowledge proof, end-to-end encryption, wallet security, and smart contracts, etc. Next. Since its establishment in 2017, Huawei Cloud has achieved a remarkable global, almost 3 million plus customers across diverse industries. We have earned the trust of about 3 million customers, ranging from government entities, financial institutions, carriers, Chinese automakers, e-commerce, game enterprises, and so on and so forth. Our portfolio boasts an impressive about 240 cloud services, 41,000 cloud partners, and almost 4 million developers now working for Huawei Cloud. Next. Our global footprint is expanding, currently encompassing key locations such as China, Hong Kong, Singapore, Brazil, UAE, Turkey, and looking to expand further. Our support also extends to leading cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and Tron, and are looking forward to embrace other coins such as Polygon, Optimism, and so on and so forth. We have recently introduced innovative services such as our Optimus Enclave, our node service, and Zero Knowledge Rollup, which will be further explained later. Next. Huawei's cloud influence spans across the globe with an expansive reach of 83 AZ over 170 countries. So, testament to our commitment to seamless connectivity, we have established a network latency of less than 50 milliseconds globally. And in places like Guizhou, Mongolia, Hungary, Ireland, and etc. With sub-10 millisecond latency between strategic hubs in places like Singapore, Hong Kong, Turkey, Brazil, and so forth, those countries that I mentioned just now. And our intra-cloud, which is intra-cloud service, we have sub-5 milliseconds latency, So it's extremely reliable. Yes. Next. So firstly, let me introduce our Web3 node services. So we launched this service not long ago by meticulously identifying dismissing the error slots. This service enhances the validator accuracy, therefore elevating overall participation rates. So with a validator efficiency of over 99%, we pledge to have a 10% increase in income for our customers. This is very prominent in industries such as DeFi, NFT, GameFi, SocialFi, and staking. Next, the second service I would like to introduce will be our Optimus Enclave. So it's our fortified security framework. So by establishing a secure memory zone, the Enclave aids in safeguarding sensitive operations and your private keys, like your crypto wallets. So this shield is designed to ward off potential attacks and hacking endeavors. It also supports flexible expansion with multiple Enclave instances and resources. Lastly, it provides smooth migration here, and it's compatible with our SGX service interface. Our last service that I'll briefly introduce would be our zero knowledge rollup, or ZK rollup technology. As blockchain networks gain popularity, it limits the transaction processing capacity of the main chain, resulting in lots of network congestion. So this results in a lot of delays, and thus, as there were backlog of transaction waiting to be confirmed. However, with Huawei's zero-knowledge rollup technology, we primarily designed to improve the scalability and the efficiency of Ethereum and other similar platforms, reducing to almost a minute per transaction. This is possible with Huawei's cutting-edge XPU developed by us, and which is then paired with a virtual shared memory to the network. So for us to foster a thriving Web3 industry cluster, three pivotal centers are necessary. Our competence center includes Huawei Hong Kong Research Center and Greater Bay Blockchain Lab, which drive innovation and capabilities. Next would be an ecosystem, where comprising of our cloud store, Huawei Cloud Store, and Industry Operations Service Center. Lastly, our development center, where housing the Huawei's ICT Academy and Startup-enabled program that nurtures talent and spur growth, culminating in our Web3 industry. Next. So Huawei Cloud foray into Web3 brings forth impactful partnerships such as OKLink, Greater Heat, Slowmist, Biosin, so on and so forth. With an impressive inventory of over 10,000 products, 7,000 partner merchants, and almost 710,000 number of transactions per year, our cool gallery store is set to expand our network of both Huawei and our partners as well. So you guys can also scan the QR code over here to find more about our cool gallery store. Our commitment to Web3 ecosystem extends to fostering high potential startups. Huawei has championed over 200 global Web3 high potential startups over the past 3 years. With an upcoming Web3 competition hosted in Hong Kong. So we have also previously have activities across China, Asia Pacific, Latin America, Spain, Ireland, and UAE. So these are all the events that you all can look out for. As I conclude, I would like to express my gratitude for your attention. Do approach me if you have any questions, or you can also call next page. Sorry. You also can connect me on LinkedIn and ask me through there. So good luck to all the contestants, and thank you all for listening.
Okay, thanks Huawei Cloud for the informative sharings. We'll be leaving a few minutes for our judges to perform their scorings for the first batch of projects until 2:40 p.m. So 3 minutes for relax.
Right now it's a Facebook plugin. So yeah, we have to complete the
research paper are free faculty track.
Yeah, so once again, our judges will engage in the critical task of evaluating and scoring the projects. Their insightful comments will provide valuable feedback to our teams and shed the light on their journey through the Hackathon events. So let's welcome our next project groups. GPT, AI smart math teachers. Yeah, you can start your presenting now. Come to the stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. My name is Hongshen Zhao from Zhejiang University. My project is AI Smart Math Teacher. When I was a kid, my dream is that if my math teacher could live in my home, I can ask him questions at any time I need. Here, I have let it come true. In our math teachers, you can have personalized input that you can ask your math teacher response in English or Chinese. And you can set your study levels, just as elementary student or college. And upload pictures for the problem. You can click one button to solve the problem, and use adversarial learning, you can get better results based on several large language models. We can have accuracy analysis for the results, and we have explanation knowledge for different based on your study levels, just like definitions, theorems, and answers on your level. AI Smart Teacher is a personal teacher for everybody, and we have applied 2 inventions for it. Here is the demo for it. We can see that we have uploaded, and it is our interface, and we have newly independent. And we can upload one picture for the problem called chicken rabbit problem, and click one button to OCR it to Word, and click one button to solve it. Besides, you can click one button to get the lecture notes of the problem. And it's for elementary students, it will explain what is chicken, what is rabbit, and solve the problem for everybody. After seeing the theorem and the definitions, we can understand the answer for elementary students. And we can also solve the right angle problem for students. And we can upload another picture and click one button, solve it, and view PDF of it. The lecture notes contains the definitions and theorems for elementary students. It explains what is right angles, and what is hypotenuse, and what is Pythagoras theorem. It will be useful for them to understand the solution. Our project goal is everybody can learn math easily. We need personal math teachers. And for a problem, a usual lecture note contains definitions, theorems, and answers. But we do not have the specific theorem, a specific lecture note for each of the problems. And once we want to learn it, it may be difficult for us. And AI Smart Math teachers can automatically generate lecture notes for everybody. It is based on academic templates, and the knowledge is based on your knowledge level. Students need teachers to learn math. Besides, we want to enhance our accuracy. In real world, if we want to solve a problem accurately, we would let 2 students solve it independently. If their results are the same, it indicates that it is correct. In code world, similar things can be done. We have too many large models, and we can run the same problem for several models together. And if the results are the same, we would have high accuracy. Our GPT is AI Smart Math teachers with personalized inputs that it has different choices and photo input. It has adversarial learning, and we use large models to join to get better results. We have accuracy analysis and evaluate the accuracy of solutions. And we have knowledge explanation. It generates lecture notes automatically. On the second demo pinch day, just gives me a lot of valuable suggestions. We have fixed them by our best. First, we have newly designed our website interface by add cartoons. Second, we have added our results based on different age levels and their study levels by change promote. Second, We have designed English and other switch buttons just like dark mode for it. We will coming soon to combine with Warframe Alpha and Stack Overflow. Our technique is based on personalized input, adversary learning, accuracy analysis, and knowledge explanation. AI Smart Math Teacher is efficient, accurate, and educative. First, for personalized input, we can upload text and image for it. Besides, we can ask AI Smart Teacher to respond in English or Chinese. We can upload the student level for it, whether for elementary, high school, or college. Besides, we have multimodal input that we can use website or Android version for it. Every devices can use GPT now for free. For accurate part, we use adversary learning to do it. Use model fusion, we use several large models to get the target of high accuracy, widely usage, and practical. By aligning the result of models, we can use all these models to solve for the same problem and choose the correct answer with the highest frequency. We can also align this accuracy for the solution. Synchronize that all these models together to solve for the problem. If their results are the same, it indicates that it has a very high accuracy. But if they are different, we can use step accuracy to get the overall accuracy and concatenate all the correct parts together to get better results. After testing the Chinese college examination, we found that GPT in solve mathematical problems performs better than GPT-4 with Warframe Alpha and other API. We also have knowledge explanation. We have knowledge database that contain knowledge, and we can automatically form the PPT version of lecture notes. Contains definitions, theorems, and answers. Even somebody as an elementary student with huge number of definitions, they can understand a very difficult problem. Compare with traditional tools, just like CHEGG or 作业帮. Once we upload a problem not in their database, it would give us unrelated problems that it may be meaningless for us. It indicates traditional tools cannot solve problems not in their database. Compare with large language models just like ChatGPT or Cloud, we found that they may be confident to give us a wrong answer. It is very harmful in our math study process. And the third advantage is that we get targeted lecture notes for specific problem. If you ask your professor for the problem, he may tell you, go to see the book. But AI Smart Math teachers would patiently tell you the definitions, theorems, answers based on your study levels. It explains it for you just like a patient professor. Our business model is mainly on to customers because each cost of the lecture notes for one problem is $0.1. It is very cheap for everybody to learn it. We can use pay-per-view or monthly pay for it. Why do we choose AI Smart Math Teacher? Because it is easily usage, then we can upload a picture to get the whole lecture notes. It is personalized and educative because we can select your math levels for you, and the lecture notes were based on your math level. We can cope with any of the problem. Even if we cannot solve it, we will tell you. And we have clear formula because we use LaTeX and Beamer for it. Our AI Smart Math teachers have personalized input, adversary learning, and accuracy analysis and knowledge explanation. It is efficient, accurate, and educative. Compared with existing tools, GPT can click one button to generate the lecture notes. It is efficient. It uses model fusion to achieve results. It is accuracy, and it is a personal teacher for you. It is patient and smart. You can learn from it. That's all for AI Smart Math Teacher. Thank you for listening. Any questions?
Yeah, any questions from the judges?
Here is the demo for our. Here is the demo. We can see that we have newly designed our website.
Hey, Maybe we can start with the questions from the judges first, and then you can share some of the demos. So any questions from the judges can pick up the microphone so that our project
Any
is
questions?
Clearly. Yeah, we're waiting for the questions from the panels. Okay, so maybe you can share your demos for.
Okay, that we invented because according to the valuable suggestion from the second demo day, and we can upload the picture for it, just like this problem, and OCR it, get a problem. It's one button to solve it, and we can get it automatically from the lecture note version. Maybe it's need a little bit of time. And you can download the PDF version and click one button. Here is the result for, and it contains definitions, theorems, and problem and answers. Each of the problems can be solved by this way. And even if that you don't know the problem or the theorems yet, you can directly see theorems from it, and it may be helpful for you to learn from it. And we have some much better ways that we can switch our light mode or darker mode and use different study levels for it. That's all for our note.
Okay. So if there is no more questions, we'll be moving on to the next project groups. So the next project groups will be SQ. So the project group members can proceed to the front stage in the Hackathon and start your presentations.
Can you see my screen?
We cannot see your screen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but cannot see your screen.
Hello, Iris?
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Hello, Iris, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but I cannot see your screen at this moment.
Oh, okay. I just want to double check whether there is echo in my voice, because when I was listening to the previous project, there was a huge echo.
There is no.
I'm going to share the screen.
Okay.
So, good afternoon. This is Zoe from Ask You AI. Ask You is an AI tool that helps you to create an AI twin expert. The scenario that Ask You is addressing is for KOLs or domain experts. They build their IP brand by running private social communities. By communicating regularly and informatively with their followers, they establish trust and professionalism so that they can drive successful sales. However, usually KOLs, they have a vast user base, and they need to rely on extra help to answer questions from their massive community. The current solutions are two. So the first one is label, and another one is using traditional bots. So obviously the label is expensive, while the traditional bots, they lack contextual understanding. As a result, they lead to incorrect or unanswered responses. So to address this problem, AskU.AI leveraged the large language model's contextual understanding ability and empower domain experts to customize their private knowledge base and create a cognitive AI twin expert. So how it works? So here is the technical perspective of how AskU.AI works. So the first step is user upload data in various formats to AskU. We support PDF, doc, TXT, or Notion website. You can sync your Notion database to AskU. The second step is AskU will do the data cleaning, splitting, and correlation analysis. After that, the data will be sorted into structured data, which will be further organized into a vector database for efficient retrieval and analysis. Finally, AskU provides the large language model with a prompt and access to the vector database. So it enables it to analyze users' questions and provide accurate answers. One of the two of the key challenges here is the data cleaning and data utilization. And the next slide is explaining how we tackle the two challenges. So while we were building AskU, we've iterated the technical solution at least 3 versions. So initially, we use a topic-based retrieval model where user upload text, we segment the text, and the language model compress it to extract the key topic. However, the first method was slow and often failed to provide accurate matches and answers. In second stage, we transitioned from the topic-based matching to keyword matching. By building a structured key vocabulary database based on the domain knowledge, our response speed skyrocketed by 50 times. And in the third stage, which is the current stage, we adopted a hybrid search approach. We utilized a structured vector database for similarity calculations, and we also perform keyword searches on the original data simultaneously. So by combining the results from both two methods, we achieve a more comprehensive and reliable prompt output for the large model. So these iterations have significantly enhanced our system's performance and efficiency. So this is for the technical part. So how AskU works on the user interface. So here is a demo video for you to explain how AskU create a medical expert based on the domain data it has. So yeah.
Hey, welcome to AskU.AI. Here is a demo of how AskU.AI creates a postoperative rehabilitation AI expert. We've developed a knowledge system for postoperative rehabilitation training after anterior cruciate ligament reconstruction surgery, which we compiled in Notion. By inputting Notion token and page link, we can connect this domain data to our product backend. You can also choose to customize the database by uploading PDF files. After the data is set, we can try to communicate with the AI on our webpage. For example, you can ask how long it takes to fully recover after surgery, what exercises you should do in the first week after surgery. In order to have a better user experience, we also support to embedding the AI expert into social media like WeChat and Discord. So, if you need help with postoperative rehabilitation, or if you want to create your own domain AI expert, AskU's got you covered.
Yeah, so this is the product demo of how AskU works on our website. Obviously, AskU has the potential to create many domain experts based on the knowledge system we customize. It can serve as a psychological mentor, or it can act as an organizational leader, or even your digital life coach. At current stage, however, our strategy is to enable AskU to play the role of a pre-sale expert for e-commerce brands. For example, on the page, AskU can act as a beer expert, explaining beer knowledge, recommending flavors, and most importantly, it can provide direct product links for seamless shopping. So to sum up, there are at least four key highlights of AskU. So the first one is higher response accuracy and speed. We have our advanced hybrid search techniques, which enhance our response accuracy and speed. And secondly, we have the ability to evolve based on our QA logs. So in our product design, we enabled a learning process which allows users to submit better answer to feed the AI. So based on this log history, the AI can perform better and faster next time. Thirdly, AskU supports to embed the AI expert into social media platforms like WeChat, Discord, so it can be convenient for the customer of our clients to interact with AskU. And fourthly, so AskU can drive sales because we target at driving sales at this current stage, and we embed product links in our AI response. So it is a win-win for both AskU and AskU's clients. And the last page is about the business model. The business model of AskU is rather clear. We offer a 4 distinct pricing package that will be built annually to our business customers. During our pilot test, we already have 2 paid customers, and we estimate that with only 100 customers, AskU's annual revenue is expected to exceed like $1 million per year with only 100. So yes, so feel free to scan the QR code and come to the AskU website, create your domain expert, and share the future together. So yeah, so that's for AskU. Thanks.
Thanks to AskU team for delivering this.
Any questions?
Any questions from the panel judges? Yeah, maybe can.
Probably I should stop presentation because I cannot hear any voice from that side.
Yeah, my question is, in the long run, do you think that AI will replace expert, or do you think AI will...
Any questions?
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Hi, hello.
Can you hear us?
Iris, I think you're muted. Is there any questions or there is no questions?
Hi, can you hear me? Hi. Hi, can you hear us? Hi, AskU team. Hello.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
Should we move on to the next project?
Hello. Hello, can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Were you talking just now?
Power off.
Hi, AskU team. Can you hear us now?
AskU team, can you
Hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now.
Okay, so now we have one judges want to ask questions for you.
I have 2 questions. First one is, in the long run, do you think that AI will replace experts, or do you think that AI will replace some junior works from human? The second question is, apart from using OpenAI SDK, what module do you build on your own in terms of building AskU? Thank you.
Hi, could you start the answering again? Just now I cannot hear from this side.
Testing. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Hello, anyone online can hear us? Testing.
Okay.
Hello? So anyone online can speak. Can you do a test?
Yeah, we can have a break of 5 minutes. Break 5 minutes.
I can hear you.
但是我们听不到，看不到。
我是这里挂的，
是吧？
在公司上班
没有声音。
Hello, anyone online can do a test?
我是在 online 帮你看。
对，他在 online。你到台上来。
I'm on the stage. I can hear you. Hello.
确定性，正还要接过来，太麻烦了。这是那个，
这是刚刚那个计算数学的。
这大的哦，说里算标间上，最小的也都20。我们3个，才大的11年级，所以这标边上就，但比较偏确实近，现在就是进程比较麻烦。对，就那种，他们走路上去，让我就比较辛苦。
这说话那边行不行？
对，那里可以，
尽量会大。
可以房子大一点。
因为他们大一点。
肯定很大。
对，我一般出来也有看过，或者是上午就去做。
然后你进去CBD 要
我前天打过，大概是，如果9点出发的，如果10点到就准备。10点越晚越时间。对。
靠近植物园。
中央地带。
很懒，所以比较就在市中心。
哦，学区也是，
对，但我小姑娘看德威。对。对。
对，是的。德云好像最近不错，成绩吗？还是各方面都比他刚刚毕业，是有A+B的。
因为有一段时间，对。是。应该别人更补爸补妈更多一些，我们还算
鸡娃了。
我们对没有像就是一些国际学校那么热爱，就是英式教育就是比较academic，对，但是
小学全放养，
是吗？
小学基本放养，但是上面就跟
3岁这个
大学不错，今年大学挺好，也是好很多。这边对中国也不错，大学都挺好，对，也是。
是吗？对呀，也有可能，现在很多人都找过去，因为这样子的话，你就跟 local 的人竞争嘛，不是跟国际。
以前也很想回去的，今年不知道为什么，这2年都越来越差。
I can hear you. I really.
像小朋友去美国吗？
But this sounds echo.
11点那种，12点，这段时间忙，现在最忙的。
Yes. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Any echoes from your side? No.
我们也不懂。
我看你挺关注那个哪个学校好呀？大家去游学。
游学都懒得去。
游学都懒。
我儿子想去，我说算了，他们不上海，让我儿去。对，太大了，去一趟你得跑好多地方。我这是一个问题。
Okay.
他以前去过，小时候去过。
Okay. Finally.
对啊，我这是看来。
Ask which river properly.
跑过去就一个地方跑的。
还好吧，美国都是 SUV，房子也大，都是。对啊。
Iris, as a pitch delivered properly. Yes. So we are about to start. We are about to resume the pitch. Just wait for a while. So just now we have our judge Biman who wants to ask some questions to your team. So let's.
Okay. I have 2 questions. The first one is, do you think that in the long run, because you guys mentioned that you are going to build AI expert, so do you think that AI will replace experts in the long run, or do you think that AI is going to replace the junior work for a human? The second question is, apart from using OpenAI API, what module do you build on your own to make AskQ? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the question. So very insightful question. So the first one, whether AI will replace AI expert in the future? I guess it depends how we define AI expert. So how we define expert. If we define expert as a knowledgeable bot or a knowledgeable existence which can answer like 90% of existing questions, yes, I think it can replace that. But AI will never be able to replace human beings which are innovative, creative, because GPT, it can only summarize existing data and generalize it into an answer that people can understand, but it can never create anything new. It cannot start from scratch. So yeah, that's my view. So yeah, it cannot replace human, but if you want a bot that can answer most of your questions, yeah, it can play a role like that. And it's very near.
So I think for that, within the next like 2 or 3 years, it can be achieved. So for the second question, except the OpenAI API, so actually, while we started this project from the technical side research until the end of last year, and yes, by then, the the GPT AI is not there yet. So we tried with the OpenAI's API with several tests. But for current stage, we have evolved into a hybrid solution, which not only includes the API from OpenAI, but also from the calculation, the model ability from the ChatGLM 6B developed by Tsinghua University. And also, we have developed our vector database, which is based on the keyword matching, because we serve the business clients, and business clients, they have very valuable and significant domain data, which we can build upon on this data to form very powerful domain database, so it can be responded more faster and more accurate. So that's the 3 hybrid strategy we are using now. In the future, I think it's everyone's dream. So in the future, we can develop our own domain large model based on the data we have right now. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Okay, thanks, SQ. So any other questions from our judges? Okay, our judge Jonathan will have a question for you.
Hi. Just now you mentioned about people can actually upload their PDF, right, and train and build some AI for them. Is it your target market is B2C or B2B? That's the first question. If second question is that if it is B2B, how do you say protect the data if it is their proprietary information that they upload this information? How do you keep it secure? Thank you.
Yeah, I have heard the second question. Can you help repeat the first one?
The first question is that, oh, it slipped my mind already. Is it a B2B or B2C, your target audience?
It's we are to be actually, so yeah. So there are different stages of the project development. So at current stage, we are focusing to small enterprise projects, and in particular, KOLs. So they are not big companies, because big companies, they pay a great attention on the data localization. But for those super individuals, they have the business element, but actually they are individuals as well. They have small teams, so that's our target client. So we call it a small B. Small B.
Sorry to cut you off. So KOL key knowledge, are they knowledge leaders, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So it can be individuals like you and me as well. So if we have some proprietary information that we are sharing, based on our experience and knowledge, we can upload them. So then leads to my next question. If some of these are proprietary information geared to us, how do you secure this information that's not available on, say, Google, but it's just specific to be on your platform? How do you protect this data?
For current solution, those data only stored in our database. So only our team and the user with the account key can access to the data. I think there is a whole data security regulation rules that we need to apply. But I'm sorry, I'm not responsible for the data security part, but I'm sure there is regulations we need to apply if we want to go to market. So we must abide those rules. So there is a industry standard solution there. Yes.
Last question. You mentioned that if you have about 100 subscribers, if I'm not mistaken, then you will reach close to 1 million in terms of revenue. I think just now the presentation was too small. What is the subscription fees that allows you to do that maps?
So there is 4 different packages. Let me go back to my screen again.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
Okay, so let me go back to my slides. So there are 4 different kinds of packages. So standard, business, enterprise, and customized. So for the customized, for the enterprise package, we will have over 10,000 USD per year for the.
Can you speak louder, please?
I think for if
better.
It's better. It's 8,000 RP, and for customized part, this one is 10. It's It's 100,000 for the customized package. 100,000 RMB for the customized plan. So yeah, if you are interested, I can give you the detailed calculation later in the comments.
Okay, I think this has come to the end of the presentation of project 5, and we appreciate your understandings and collaborations during some technical issues. Now we're moving on to our next team. Will be Team 6, myshell.ai. So Team 6, you can proceed to the stage and conduct your presentations. We cannot hear you.
Hello everyone, can you hear me or see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks for having me here. My name is Mika and I'm from the myshell team. myshell is a platform for general consumers who create fully customized AI-powered robots. We started this project by observing that the new generation of creators have a strong willingness to create their own AI robots or applications to satisfy different needs, but they were held back by technical barriers. For example, we have an early-stage user who is a father, and he hoped us to create an AI robot to tell his son a story every night and teach his son how to speak English at the right way, but he didn't know how to code or how to write correct prompts or how to give the robot a gentle voice that the children would like. So we are here to democratize the AI capabilities for creators and make it super easy to access and use. We currently have over 200,000 users. All the users are coming from organic growth, and those users have created over 4,000 AI robots. Here is a demo video.
On myshell, you can create a robot in just 5 minutes. Take a look at all the cool robots our users have already made. To create your own robot, begin with setting up the basic profile. Using the prompt to define his identity and mission, choose a voice that best suits him. And here it goes. Now talk with him.
Greetings, mortal. I am Loki, the god of mischief and brother of Thor.
Everyone can do this utilizing myshell's ability. Now, let me show you some awesome robots created by our community. This is a robot that explains everything using only 1,000 words, which is inspired by Randall Munro's book, Thing Explainer. It simplifies complex concepts and looks at the world with fresh eyes. This robot expands on the idea infinitely with the help of myshell. And you can meet March 7th from Honkai Star Rail, the wildly popular game recently. Feel free to ask her for detailed game guides, such as her element and capacity in the game. Also, you can create a robot to help with your ill speaking practice. He can give you questions, grade your work, and provide you with feedback.
Here's your topic. Describe a memorable trip you have taken.
When encountering difficulties in your life, come to Mel to express yourself, seek emotional support, and find solutions that can be turned into action. You can also have some fun with the tsundere cat, with a voice you wouldn't expect.
And the human. What does it want? Maybe it is food or toys. Or maybe it just wants to pet me.
Now get into the universe of infinite creative possibilities with my shell.
Yeah, as you can see, there are many interesting AI robots on our platform. Someone created their virtual girlfriend, and someone created teachers, and then someone created their favorite gaming characters or movie stars. So how could it be so easy to create an AI robot? That is because we use the large language model as a glue, and we developed our own models to make the process very easy. For example, we introduced our own text-to-speech model, which makes the users to easily create any voice they want. And we also introduced auto-prompt, so the users can only focus on the creative part, and we will take the rest of prompt engineering. And we also introduced the vector database, so users can add any knowledge or skills they hope the robots can have to their created robots. In the upcoming months, we will introduce more AI capabilities, such as the video and also the image, and we also introduced our own control model. The model will guarantee that the AI robots in our platform can know each other. Try to imagine that someday you're talking with your virtual girlfriend. You directly call her and you told how is your day going, and she told you, I will introduce some friends of mine to you, and she introduced more virtual robots. They may be cook, they may be pilots, they may be movie star, and you guys can just like do a video chat or audio chat like you usually do with a real person. So here is our core team. Ethan is from Oxford University with Maths and C computer science major, and he also used to be the founder of Auto 3D, which was acquired by big Hackathon. And Rick has over 10 years experience in AI product design. And Charlie is a young and talented researcher from MIT in the US, and he is good at reinforcement learning. And TC is from Princeton University in the US, and he used to work in Google and Microsoft. He is familiar with large language model research and development. Just because our core team has a strong technical background, so our in-house technology, such as the TTS, can reduce the cost by 97% compared to the solution provided by tech giants such as Microsoft. And also we can make it 10 times easier for users to clone any voice they want. For example, you can only upload a 3-minute voice sample, then you can create any voice you like. Yeah. Besides the voice cloning, we also support emotional voice, which makes users get more immersive chatting experience. For example,
the food in that restaurant is fantastic. I have been there several times. However,
yeah, with more emotions, the user's creativity and their imagination can be open up, and they can create whatever scenario they want in a conversation. So I think we have like multi-dimension of the network effects. For example, with those easy to use creation tools, more robots will be easily created on our platform, and it will attract more users coming to use. With more users and their friends, the more creators will come to create robots around our platform. Also, in the future, we will introduce developers. The developers will provide the advanced models for the creators to create more interesting robots. Yeah, so with the large amount of real data created and generated every day by our users, the model will be more intelligent and more advanced. Here, we also introduce tokenomics to incentivize the creativity and the consumption behaviors. For example, a user may pay fiat for membership subscription of a robot he favorites, and the creators, developers, and promoters around that robot will get token rewards, which were backed by the fiat revenue. We believe that we will become the entry point for Web2 users to get into Web3 world. For example, we have a typical user who has no idea about what is blockchain and what is crypto, but he created blockchain popular robots and he gained lots of credits. So we encouraged him to open up a Binance account to cash out his credits into real tokens. He did it, and now he is successfully become a new Web3 user. And now he also has much stronger willingness to create more robots because he can get real revenues by creation. Okay, this is all about my show. Let's move to the Q&A stage.
Okay, now moving to the Q&A stage. Is any judges have questions toward this team?
Hi everyone, hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, but the voice is a little bit weak.
Oh, sorry. I've got one question. On your platform, you can create robot and voice. Are we able to deploy it to, let's say, Real Engine, Roblox, different kind of gaming platform?
Sorry, I can't hear clearly. So you're asking like after the creator create robots, how to deploy in what? In social media or other
gaming
channels?
Platforms. If I were to develop games on Roblox, Real Engine or whatnot, am I able to use the robot and the voiceover that I've built on my shell and integrate to those platforms?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So the interoperability is also we are working on now. And as for now, you can share your robots on Telegram, Discord, or any social media you like. And in the future, we will open up the connection point to platforms like Roblox. And as far as we know, that the Roblox is always encouraging the external counterparties to get in their world. So I think it's easy to link our platform with Roblox. Yeah, maybe someday you will log in Roblox with Michelle, and your robot will become your game friends, or it will help you to build social connections with other players in the games.
Yeah, I think it's very exciting if I'm going to play my game and hear my own voice in the game. Last question. You mentioned that, what is your revenue right now, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, for now, our revenue is majorly coming from the users' payment for getting more energy to talk with the robots. Yeah, we have a control point called the energy. That is, every user has 200 energy every day. If he or she used up those energy, and he or she cannot talk anymore. So most users buying the energy to get more conversation. And also, we have the consumption scenario in the creation process. For example, if you want to use
Sorry, let me
very
just cut it short. What is your monthly revenue right now? Are you generating revenue?
Yeah, we can hear you. So the judges is asked, what is your monthly revenue? Could you make it answer short?
We are currently not open the payment system. The other payment is now being tested by the credits and the energy on our platform. In other words, we don't have monthly revenue now, and we will do the monetization later.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. And judge Andy will ask one question.
Yeah. Hi. You mentioned that you have tokenomics, right? So what kind of tokenomics are we looking at? Do you have a token structure? Does crypto is crypto involved?
Yeah. So we can look at this chart. So we have firstly, our tokenomics is backed by the real revenue, which is from the user's fiat payment. As you can see, if users pay for AI robot he is talking to, and we will flow back the tokens to the creators and also the developers who contribute those models. So the creators and the developers can cash out their credits into our platform tokens, and the token can be redeemed to fiat. Yeah, and we also designed a percentage for each part. Yeah, but the details of like how much can creators get from the whole process is not decided yet.
Okay, I think that's good. You should work with the math teacher and the problem solver. Anyway, thanks.
Sorry, I can't hear. What's the question?
No, just now it's not a question. So.
Sorry, one last question. You mentioned that your tokenization is tied to fiat. Can you explain a bit more how? Because and correct me if my understanding is wrong. Your tokenization, is it infinite? Means you can continuously issue tokens. And then if it is tied to fiat, which means that people continue to earn token and then they'll earn fiat and cash out. But how do you have a cap there?
You mean how to tie the fiat payment with the token?
Yes.
Okay, so it's like that. The fiat payment will become the revenue of our platform, and we will like make a percentage of the payment. For example, it's like 10% or even 25% of the fiat payment will be linked to the token which was given to the creators.
Okay, and will your token issuance be capped or is without cap?
Sorry, I can't hear clearly. Sorry.
Your token issuance, is it being capped or there is no cap?
So is there any cap of your issued tokens? The judges is asking.
Oh, sure. The cap is sorry, it's on another page. I didn't put it in the pitch deck. That means.
So it's capped, yeah? Thank you.
Okay, thanks. I think this has come to the end of our second last group presentations. So we'll have the last group presentations with the GoSap AI. Please come to the stage. So for Team 6, finish the presentations, you can go back to the seat behind.
Hello. Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, that's great. Can you guys see the slides?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So hi everyone. Welcome to Gossip AI's pitch deck. Gossip AI prides itself on a light-speed software prototyping service. As a platform, Gossip AI is trying to address a very specific challenge faced by many fellow entrepreneurs today. Early-stage businesses need help with MVPs. There is simply too much to build, with not enough time. As an early-stage team, time and money are extremely important. Most entrepreneurs are working part-time on their projects. Well, on a shoestring budget, but what if you actually have a multi-billion idea? What if you have absolutely no technical experience? What if the existing platforms are too complicated to learn? For example, Bubble requires you to navigate through a sea of drop-downs. Builder AI is time-consuming, and you do not have customizability. And the professional debuggers like Sweep are not built for everyone to use. Learning the technology is too difficult and time-consuming. While hiring someone is also not a solution. Well, congratulations, you need Gossip AI. Through our interviews, users who use Gossip saves 50% time, 70% money, and speeds up the development cycle twice. A complete workflow of Gossip AI is this. Any entrepreneurs can describe their own dream software with human language, send it to Gossip's cloud platform, and Gossip will start serving this demand as a one-stop solution, providing multiple fast prototypes ready for you to review. Through the interactive process, where you get to choose the programming language you want, the cloud platform you want to host your service, and even the authentication process you want. Gossip will offer a working MVP for you to take to the incubators and the accelerators. Through this process, Gossip collects the templates of the software being built in all lines of business, expanding a database like Wix to serve more dynamic software needs. Gossip's competitive advantage is very clear. On the right-hand side, I have two terms, usability and extendability, by which I mean how easy it is to use without additional knowledge, and how much you can build upon it. Compared to a platform like Bubble, we offer an easier-to-use interface where you only need to input human language. And compared to Builder AI, we're automating the entire software engineering process instead of just using AI to speed it up. And compared to Sweep and Copilot, we require less prior knowledge to use and are easy to build upon. Gossip's revenue stream is generated from subscriptions. We currently have about 50 users, which at this stage are mostly free users, but we prioritize our pro version, which helps entrepreneurs like students to build their prototypes rapidly. For $120, our users can access the most powerful tools we offer on our platform, like automated database integration. For premium version, our users can host their services entirely on our platform and rapidly evolve using our service 24/7. And I need to mention that we've only released an alpha version during alpha testing stage for our minimum viable product for about less than 2 weeks. So Gossip is aiming at a very specific target, the early stage entrepreneurs. Just this season, YC received 20K applications, and of which about 52% does not have an MVP, only an idea. Imagine what they can do with Gossip AI. Then we expect to build partnership with incubators and accelerators. We will provide license to use Gossip for them, allowing them to grow startups more efficiently. And finally, our end goal is to reach every average business, especially the traditional business. We're raising 500K USD to accelerate. As you can see on our timeline, we have developed our working MVP. We're currently working on building more features, including automated authentication setup, cloud setup, and more. By the end of 2023, we'll deploy Gossip to public for usability testing and begin partnership with incubators. Then in 2024, we'll have our own tech team. So the important part is this. This is the dream team that makes Gossip possible. You already know me. I'm Wayne Wang. I have worked at lots of big-name companies as a software engineer, Splunk, Colossal AI, and more. I'm currently a research fellow under UC Berkeley's Electrical Engineering and Computer Science Department. On the right-hand side, you see our CFO, Serena Cheng. Serena is one of the brightest person I've seen at Berkeley, with experience working at Deloitte and with the IEOR department on optimizations and meta algorithm. She's also an incoming Disney intern. And on the left-hand side is the most important founder of all, who worked at Microsoft Research pioneering the new Office AI, then at Huawei as a software engineer, later at Berkeley's lab working on code generation, someone I personally believe is the true envisioner of code generation future. Let's welcome King Han.
Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm King. Here I invite you to imagine a future with me, where machines can communicate with us in our languages, in Chinese, in English. In this world, even Python will be viewed as archaic, just like assembly code today, because they are simply too low level. Gossip is pioneering paradigm shift, where software engineers, instead of crafting applications, will be architecting intelligent AI agents. And for businesses, hiring software engineers to build applications will become a thing of the past. Instead, companies will hire AI agents, revolutionizing the very industry of product development. Much like how the iPhone changed everything by combining a touchscreen, a phone, and the internet. We, Gossip AI, aims to do the same thing for software development by fusing the power of the best LLMs from Silicon Valley with our software automation platform and combining pervasive cloud SaaS solutions. We're scoping the future of tech development. Now, let me show you a demo. First, we go to the Gossip AI's website, and then we just place an order. What do you want to do today? Write me a to-do app in Python. I want to deploy this app on the web and share it with friends to check it out. Click place order, and then wait a few minutes. Since today we're all here, I don't want to waste your time. This result is what you will see after about 5 minutes, where you can directly see the deployed website from an URL that you can share directly with your friends and business partners or whoever. And you can see a dashboard for deployment to view the analytics of your site. You can also see the GitHub pull request with the entire source code visible to you. Our technical barriers, in this case, rely on integrating user authentication, database queries, privacy and security, these software features with our automation platform. Once our product deploys this high technical barrier, other teams cannot replicate our product within 6 months.
1 minute left.
That's it. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from our judges?
Hello, I have one question. So, hello. So how can I modify my code after I use your platform to generate, let's say, software?
Yes, sure. So our business strategy is to target early stage startups at the beginning. And many of these founders have no coding experience. So they will interact with our service through chat. Say you want to add a button to do something on your app, and you just chat with our bot, and our bot will do the entire software engineering for you, where you can just see the rendered website in the end. However, if you do have a development team, so you have one person who's maybe an intern, who's viewing and modifying your code in the backend, we also have the GitHub pull request, where you can see exactly how many code commits, how many branches we've made for you, so they can modify the code directly as well.
To add on the question, we do have a user management system on cloud. So we do track your order details, so we know at each step what your order is being built, what's being added to your current project, and we're also using GitHub as a tracking system, so you can it's actually open to our agents to see exactly where the code is being modified through history with commit messages and definitely pull requests.
Okay, so other judges, do you have any more questions? Okay, we have one more.
I got a question. I'm a developer myself. So I know your target audience is non-developer who are interested to open up a business, right? To me, the bottleneck is not that high in a way like I can see basically you are wrapping up Warsaw with ChatGPT and some like GitHub, right? That's all. To a developer, myself, I can wrap it up in like a few days' time. What's your core competency in terms of stopping others copying your product?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we believe actually this is not a simple integration. So from a technical point of view, I'm the CTO and CEO of the company, so I'm taking charge of this technical question. So using LLMs and other services to build software automatically is a non-trivial task. We will have to pay very close attention to user privacy, to security, to this database queries, to user authentication and these things. It's because once we open up our service to other founders and developers and users who want to use our product, then their software must be isolated from each other, right? And the LLMs sometimes can hallucinate. So there's a very intricate security aspect to this problem. And this problem is very difficult to solve, and that's what we are solving right now. We're using vector databases and stuff to store the source code, ensuring the privacy of our user. But once this problem is solved, other teams cannot replicate or copy our product within 6 months, we believe.
Adding on to that, I'm no tax expert, but I can definitely adding on to that, the technology barriers does not just rely on wrapping up some existing service. That's actually just the tip of the iceberg. That's the easiest thing we've done. I believe for experienced software engineers, definitely you can wrap up a lot of existing solutions within just a few hours. But what's the difficult part so far is that the structure of how to design this protocol where the agent is able to communicate with the abilities and the oracles and have the external plugins that's easily integrated into the entire service. And the agent is smart enough to know how to plan everything according to the design. So I guess the structure itself is already a technology barrier. And later, we're currently implementing and having some success with with having actually kind of lots of success with the user authentication and database integration.
Are you guys pre-revenue?
Yes, so we are based in UC Berkeley, and we are serving some research labs at the moment, including Skylab and Berkeley Wireless Research Center, where we use LLMs to write code for them because they are code generation research labs as well. So we are pre-revenue, but we are raising 500K, right, for pre-seed within the next 2 months.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. And I think that's come to the end of all our project demos. So while the judges continue their scoring and summarizing, we'll embark on a crucial step, the calculations of the overall score. These scores will be based on the comprehensive evaluations conducted for each project, encompassing both technical gradients, innovation vision, presentations, and demo skills. Please stay patient while waiting for the final announcement of the shortlist projects. In the meanwhile, our gratitude extends to our sponsor, Bybit, established in March 2018. It is one of the fastest growing cryptocurrency exchange with more than 16 million users. We eagerly anticipate their 10 minutes presentations, which promises to be enlightening and inspiring.
So, hi, I'm Andy. So, instead of just giving out what Bybit is doing, I just want to give a little bit more insights on how the industry is evolving and how we as an exchange is looking at some of the projects that are coming on board. So a very simple title, I'm just looking at things about AI plus Web3 and how these two industry can be closely linked. Because when I speak to a lot of AI experts, they would think that, hey man, blockchain is useless. The tokenomics that we have right now will not really fit to what the AI guys are looking at. So I'll just give a very quick overview on how we look at things, some of the trends, and how we see some of these things moving forward. That's myself. Let's move on. So Web3, we all know, right? We have a very straightforward vision of looking at things more decentralized, and how we look at the blockchain technology that is built on top of the whole ecosystem that we talk about. Next, thank you. Then we talk about AI. We have different sets of AI definition in mind. If you talk to a practitioner like myself, where I do a lot of productivity talks and so forth, we tend to look at AI from a very productive angle. It's very easy to explain to end users what's AI, what it can do, how it can go from a planning stage and how it can be adopted into many different industries. Next, please. So how can AI further empower Web3? So Web3 can empower, be more empowered and be more efficient, can be more secure, can be more user-friendly, using AI. Next. So I see things from a very simple point of view. I think the first one would be very dear to our heart. It is automated, so AI can help in a lot of automation. It can also give us a different personalized experience. Just like one of the projects, I think the one with the shell, creating voices, creating interaction. This is all very straightforward. Next. How can blockchain manage AI and make it safer for all of us? I look at this from an blockchain AI governance model. Like I said, there's a lot of detail to how this can be explained, but in a very nutshell, I think this is some of the things that we are looking at. Next. Yeah. So as individual, what can you benefit from this whole process? First, I think about fraud detection. Using AI, that would be good, and then you can integrate this into a blockchain where you can verify the data again, so that you could double verify what you're trying to do. And then copyright and intellectual protection, same thing. A lot of copyright, if the material itself is already on chain, and then AI can help to filter all this process. I think this can be a really good selling point. Smart contract and decentralization. The reason why I mentioned about this is that in a lot of our projects, whenever we talk about decentralization, most of these projects are not really very decentralized, right? So in my humble opinion, and of course with some of the practitioners, we are looking at bringing AI in such that the AI can become a governance body for the whole, for example, for DAO, for example. So this is the chain of thoughts. So there are a lot of future possibilities we can go on from here. So since I come from Bybit, we look at different things. So we have a tools, GPT. So this will help us with a lot of AI trading for different users, whether you're a new user, you're a very expert user. The tools itself can provide you with trends and provide you with possible trading strategies. Next. This is another term which is, I call it Web 4. So I truly believe that Web 3 is not decentralized. So I wrote a lot of articles about it, but the core ideology behind it is that AI can become the body that can help the whole process to be more decentralized. So there's a lot of things to talk about. Then the last but not least, I think, from an exchange perspective, we are looking at big user base and so forth. We only want a legitimate business, but at the same time, if you look at the market right now, the AI relationship business is actually really big. It could be a really good add-on to some of the dating sites like Match.com and so forth. So, you know, I look forward to more of such projects, you know, and of course listing on Bybit. Next. So some final thoughts, really quick ones. I think, humble opinion, I'm not sure if everyone would agree to this. So blockchain to control AI. So this is one school of thought. Next. Don't trust human, you know. I trust the math a lot better than human being. So AI can be that bridging body. Next, please. AI to empower blockchain. So, you know, I just see this from a more practical standpoint. Last but not least, AI assists to lower entry for Web3. So AI itself, for example, I've been talking to different projects as an investor as well. They have AI body or AI that could actually help you with the whole process of creating a wallet, even keeping some of your private keys for you. You know, it sounds like a joke, you know, to many, but to be honest, you know, it lowers the barrier of entry for a lot of Web2 users. Next, please. AI plus Web3. This is where I see the real zero knowledge proof can really extend. So my final words is blockchain is the decentralized brain for AI to connect with the world. So this is my humble quote, and then that's the end. Thank you.
Thanks, Andy, for the great sharing on various AI and Web3 topics. Now we'll have one more presentation by our co-host. So let's watch a very short video that prepared by Tintin Land.
Hello everyone, I'm Tracy, the community manager of Tintinland. Tintinland is a platform focused on the Web3 developer community, and we basically focus on promoting the development of blockchain technology, providing developers with cutting-edge technology information, technical courses, seminars, hackathon entrepreneurship, competitions, and industry recruitment. We have committed to supporting the growth of Web3 developers and empowering more people to join and participate in the construction of Web3. So at present, we have already established an in-depth cooperation with Polkadot, Definitive Flow, Arbitrum, Near, and so on to help them build a developer community from the scratch in the Asia Pacific region through courses, activities, and hackathon competitions. And we have already cooperated with Polkadot, Definitive Flow, Arviv, and other ecosystems. Have held dozens of hackathons, a total of more than 500 projects have participated. You can see there have a lot of big numbers here, and the outstanding projects including Parallel Finance, Manta Network, Akala, whatnot, and many students in the Tintinland courses have become founders, CTOs, and core developers of Web3 ecological projects. And at present, the Tintinland community has gathered technology enthusiasts from Chinese American institutions such as Google, Facebook, Oracle, Microsoft, and BAT, as well as more than 13,000 university developers collaborated. Up to now, we have successfully held a number of Web3 series development courses, training more than 10,000 students in total, and these trainees come from different backgrounds and industries, including students, Web2 developers, Web3 entrepreneurs, etc. Our courses have received good evaluations and feedbacks. And the trainees think that the contents of the course is easy to understand and apply. At the same time, our community has also been continuously expanded with more than 20,000 active users and developers. We basically provide the full pack services in developer community building, including courses, community, and hackathons. We cooperate with other projects providing courses from scratch, market them, and provide long-term operations in various ways. Tintin Weekly is a series of Twitter space initiated by Tintinland in 2023, early this year, and we paid attention to the latest developments in the cryptocurrency industry and select Web3 topics every week. Till the second season, we already invited more than 100 speakers, and this session had over 30,000 views. On top of that, we're going to hold Tintin AMA soon as well, which we're trying to give startups more chances to be exposed to the market, and also the host of this too. Other than the online events, we also host a lot of offline events. So all in all, the number of participants exceeded 20,000, and the number of online promotions exceeded 200,000. I have already mentioned our courses before, so here I'll just break it down into different ecosystems. Like we have trained over 2,000 Ethereum developers, more than 5,000 subsidiary developers, more than 1,000 IC developers, and 1,000 Rust developers. We co-organized 8 hackathons and collaborated with in 3 hackathons in different ecosystems. Over 500 projects have emerged from the hackathons we have organized. So yeah, that's all. If you are interested in our dev community, you can scan the 2 QR codes to get more info. Thank you.
Okay, hope you have known more about our co-host Tintinland, and we have another co-host CoinTime who hasn't had the chance to come to this event. So we already also appreciate their support to our event and a lot of perspectives all the way. And so it's come to our exciting award ceremony sessions now. So. Without further ado, let's discover our top 3 winners in this moment. Okay, so for our 3rd place winners, we have 3 project groups that caught the judges' attention with their innovative approach and practical applications. The 3rd place winners are Michelle.ai, AskU, and let's give them a round of applause for their outstanding works. And moving to the 2nd place winners, we have 2 project groups that are very outstanding in this and got the 2nd place achievement. They are Insightic and wireframe designers. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for is the 1st place winners. This team has shown unparalleled innovation, dedication, and teamwork. The first place winners of our Hackathon event is GoSap AI. So congratulations to all the teams that achieved this exceptional accomplishment, and to all the participants, judges, sponsors, and organizers. We thank you for making these Hackathon events unforgettable. Your creativity, passion, and commitment have truly elevated the field of technology and innovation. As we celebrate these winners, let's also celebrate the spirit of collaborations and ingenuity that defines the AI and GPT Hackathon. Once again, congratulations to all our team and all the winners, and to all the participants who have contributed to this extraordinary event. So let's keep pushing the boundaries, keep innovating, and let's continue to make a positive impact on the world through technologies. And we thank all the people coming to our events.